Social work video 304. Mr. Lindsay? Hello.
Hello.
My name is Karen Whitcup, and I am an intake social worker here at the Lake Region Human Service Center. And did you want to be called Gary or Mr. Lindsay?
Gary's fine.
Okay. You can call me Karen. Now, I understand you had quite a drive to get here. Did you see the restrooms, vending machines, if you needed anything?
Yes.
Okay. Now, because you are what we call a walk-in or a self-referral today, we have about an hour to talk. And then we'll get you, complete your paperwork and get you into the system. So I see by your insurance form here that you get up to 6 visits with me before we have to reevaluate the need for more. So at the end of our time today, if you decide that you want to have services, you can make an appointment at the front desk and see me again. Okay?
Okay.
I need to explain our confidentiality and mandatory reporting policy, and that's a copy for you. And you can read that together. Now, the information that you share is confidential.
Mm-hmm.
And the Human Service Center will not release any personal information about you, either written or verbal, without your permission, except when required by law. So there are some exceptions to the confidentiality. For example, my secretary will see your name in order to file a progress note on you, or my boss might review your file as part of a review to make sure that I'm doing my job correctly. Also, if there is any evidence of elder abuse or a threat to harm yourself or others, I have what's called a duty to warn, and that means I have to let the authorities know. But if I need to talk to somebody outside this agency about what we're discussing today, I have to get your written consent on that form, that release of information. Is there any questions? Okay. You can hang on to that. So, and I'll be taking notes today to help me remember what we talk about, what you say, and what we plan to do, and then that'll get typed up and put into your record. So what brings you in today, Gary?
My parents.
Your parents? Okay. And what's happening to them?
Well, they're getting older, and they were looking to move into some type of, not a retirement home, but where there's a little bit of care, meals, but they can still come and go.
Like an assisted living?
Yeah, you might.
Or a physically handicapped?
I call it a dormitory for old people. That they're still raising hell, from what I've seen with my grandparents. But what's happened is Mom's been ill for about 6 months from now. Dad's been caring for her. He's now ill.
What happened to him?
Oh, he had to have a knee replacement. It didn't go right. But, I mean, we're looking at a timeline of a few months for him coming all around. They can afford services, but they're not necessarily in a position to arrange for services.
Okay.
And what we want to do is try to keep them in the house. They'd like to stay in the house for about a year more to facilitate getting their assets and set up to move to the assisted living and getting out from under the house.
Who's we? Now, is that you and siblings, or?
Well, I'd say we. I'm speaking for them.
Okay.
And the problem is I can't be there. My sister, who was there that could help, she's now in Europe right now, stuck over there with a job, and can't come back.
And when did all this start happening?
Well, like I said, about 6 months ago.
6 months ago, okay. 6 months
They're
ago.
still lucid.
There's no, you have no concerns with abuse or neglect or maltreatment?
I don't think they would abuse any help that we might get for them.
Okay. None that you know of?
Except when it comes to cutting the yard.
Okay. So there's no concerns with that. Do your parents have any friends or relatives that are trying to help them, or did, or?
everybody's just gotten older. There's no, there's communication, but there's nobody really to provide help.
Okay. Do they need any adaptive equipment things, wheelchairs, or they're physically?
Possibly. There's a nurse that's been seeing Mom relative to her condition.
Okay.
But I think we've moved beyond that. So if we can get some help in the house, I think the answer is no.
So help in the house is something. You said there was a visiting nurse, so that's not a problem. Medications being delivered? Are they able to get out, or the pharmacy?
We'd have to talk to Dad about that. I'm not sure where that's falling.
Okay. He's still driving?
Yeah, the thing is, things are getting handled, but we're pushing that outer limit of what we can do, and we need to rein it back in.
Okay. What does that rein back in? What is that?
Well, I mean, he's still getting out and doing stuff, but he's degrading his physical condition by trying to take care of everything.
Okay. Okay. So
we need a break. This is a 7-minute mark.